Okay, girls, now we'll go on to the exercises. Just look into your books on page 13. You have write whether the following statements are true or false. First one, the poet describes a beautiful English summer. Yes, of course, the poet describes the summer time there. He says how the summer sun shines in this golden gleam. It's a beautiful English summer, the season of summer in an English countryside. So it's true. The second one, the children are unwilling to listen to the poet's story. This is false because their children were ever eager to listen. You see in the second stanza they say eager eye and willing ear. So this statement is false. The children are very eager to listen. They are not unwilling, but they were very eager to listen to the poet's story. So that is false. Third one, the poet meets Alice by the river. No, the poet doesn't meet Alice at all. Alice is his work of a fiction. So now you write false for that. The poet is sitting with three children who are eager to listen to his story. The poet refers to the sunshine as a golden gleam. Yes, you have there their meanings. Gleam, shine brightly. So the poet refers to the sun as golden gleam. That's true. The poem is about a boat ride on a sunny day. No, false. It's about three little children sitting and waiting to listen to a story from the poet. Now you go on to answer these questions. Surely you will be getting the notes for this, girls, but I'll just give you some oral answers, and later on when you get the notes, you write them in your English notes. Keep a 200 pages single rule book for your English notes, and when you get the notes, you can write it in your English notes. Okay, the first question is, where do you think the poet and children are? The poet and children are by a lake or a river. They are sitting next to each other and they are waiting for the poet to tell them the story. What echoes and memories does this poet speak of? So the echoes and memories, the poet speaks of the happy moments spent with those children, and he thinks about his childhood days and the memories spent with those happy children. Which line in the poem refers to a change in the season? So you see, you have a change in the season there. Autumn frosts have slain July. So autumn is spring is in July. So spring has gone and autumn has come. So that's the meaning of that. The line that says autumn frosts have slain July refers to a change in the season. What do you mean by slain, girls? Actually, slain means to kill. So the autumn has come and the spring is been slain by autumn. That means there's a change in the season here. Autumn has taken over spring. Now you go to the fourth question. What images does the poet use to convey his thoughts? So what images does the poet use here? If you look back into the poem, you will see that the poet uses the image of a drifting boat drifting in the stream, and he quite describes the evening and the sunshine, and words such as lazy, lingering, dreamily, phantom-wise, all this is of like a dream-like quality. So these are the images that the poet uses to convey his thoughts. Do you think that the poem has a dreamy quality to it? Give reasons for your answer. Yes, because in a lot of places you get the words dreaming, drifting, and then phantom-wise. It's all like a dream. It has a dreamy quality because he uses such words here in the poem. Lingering, dreaming, lazy, and all these words refer to a dream-like quality in the poem. Now you see the reference to context, girls. Read these lines. Children three that nestle near, eager eye and willing ear. What does the poet mean by an eager eye and a willing ear? It means that the children are eagerly waiting to listen to the story. They want the poet to tell them the story and they are eagerly waiting to listen to it. Where are the children? The children are sitting near the poet. So that's what you got right. Maybe near a lake or a water body, a stream. Next, what pleases them? So what pleases the children? They are happy to hear the wonderful and amazing stories told by the poet. That's what pleases the children. What does the word nestle signify? Nestle means they are close to the person, and they are sitting very cozily and close to the person, sharing the story or the bond of happiness that is among the three of them. So they sit close to one another, nestling nearby. Still, second reference to context, you go on. Still she haunts me phantom wise, never seen by waking eyes. Who is she here? She is the girl called Alice. So he is referring to Alice here. Write the meaning of the word phantom wise. What does phantom wise mean? Phantom wise means something haunting him, like a ghost like haunting. He keeps thinking of the person, Alice. Why is she never seen by waking eyes? She is never seen now as a little girl because she is a grown up woman now. The author is talking about the childhood of the children, and also when Alice was a child. So now you do not see her anymore because now she is grown up, and he talks only about the little girl Alice. Why do you think she still haunts the poet? So maybe because the poet cannot forget her. So they say that she still haunts the poet because he still keeps thinking about her. Now you got think and answer. Read the poem carefully. Describe the mood that it conveys. This you can answer on your own. And what do you think the poet wishes to convey through the last line of the poem? So you have to think deeply for this, and we will send you the notes for these answers also.